Hey, welcome everyone to another episode of The Pastor and the Professor. Very special day today.
It is. Right. And we know what that day is.
Groundhog's Day. No.
That will get you nothing. Yes. Valentine's Day. And we hope
Valentine's
that
Day.
you're having a wonderful Valentine's Day, that there's love. If I may say, love is in the air. A little Mary Tyler Moore reference there. I think there was
Love
Mary
is in
Tyler
the
Moore.
air.
Is that Mary
Every
Tyler Moore?
certain, every
I think so.
I don't know.
I don't know. We were talking about movies appropriate for Valentine's Day, and we decided that any Tom
Texas
Hanks,
Chainsaw Massacre.
not so good.
Massacre. No.
Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan.
Yep.
You got mail?
Those are
That one's good. Sleepless in Seattle. Those would be good.
50 First Dates.
Right. Andy mentioned that if you want to go James Bond, you could do From Russia with Love. Love is in the title. That was very creative.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know what else.
Love Boat, some old Love Boat.
Old Love Boat
episodes.
And if nothing else, just run on over to Hallmark Channel, and there it is. 2 hours of happiness waiting for you.
Oh.
Absolutely. We know how it's going to work. There you go.
Oh.
They'll walk away happy. Yeah.
Who will?
Well, a young lady who, if you watch 2 weeks later, is once again looking for love, even though you were sure she found it in the last movie that you watched her in.
Isn't that
I love
the truth?
That.
Isn't it the truth?
It's a treadmill of
It is.
No. But it's all good. It really is.
Yeah.
And so again, here's to Valentine's Day and relationships and all those good things. And I think, in a way, our text today, you'll know a tree by its fruit.
Very good.
It's how do I know this person? And what can I expect from this person? Those are good questions in a in an early relationship state.
It is.
Who really is this person? How will I know?
Yep.
Those are good relationship questions.
And you know, back in youth group days when we were young, and those campfire songs and all that, and they'll know we are Christians.
Oh, by our love.
By our love.
I can just hear someone strumming away.
Oh, out of key.
Exactly.
A little bit out of
Somebody
key.
should have tuned those guitars, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But
That
it
was
matches
good.
perfect with a guy who can't carry a tune in a bucket.
Right. So who are we to say you should tune that? How would I know? I'm just taking a blind shot that your basic 14-year-old kid could probably tune his guitar up a little better. But we'll know by their fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because it's a beautiful follow-up to Do Unto Other People, right?
Which we spent a lot of time on last week.
It's very obvious whether you're doing it or you aren't doing it.
Oh.
I mean,
so if you're the most self-centered, give nothing to others, tree, we'll see it in that fruit, which is small and bitter and
because bad trees don't really bear good fruit.
No. And what little fruit they have, they hold on to.
Oh, sure.
That apple is hidden and it's not moving.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. It's crab apple season for some, you know.
Oh, I like
bitter, you know. And,
no Granny Smith.
No.
It's not a delicious.
Oh, Red Delicious.
I know.
Is that a failure to communicate moment? I grew up on Red Delicious apples, which our public school must have gotten cheaper than cheap.
Oh,
because
sure.
we had them all the time. That was it. I thought that's what apples were.
Yeah.
You know, why did people get excited about apples? Because those things, they just mealy and no.
Who decided to name them Delicious?
Yes. Well, some guy marketing those things, you know, tries to pass them off to the USDA for a discount.
Oh, they're delicious.
Oh, and we'll feed every kid in the school. And don't worry, you'll have plenty of them because no kid's coming back for another. Could I have another? No, Johnny.
I'll trade you my apple for a Snickers. Exactly. What are you, nuts?
We need somebody to talk to you, Johnny. Yeah. You're gonna find life is very, very difficult if you keep doing that. All right, we better have you read that. You're the reader.
So we're on the 7th chapter of Matthew.
Yeah, we should tell people.
And we're going to start at verse 15. And we're going to do our best to get to verse 20.
Right. And I think we will.
Okay.
We're motivated.
All right. Here we go. Okay. Jesus says, "Beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly are ravenous wolves. You will recognize them by their fruits. Are grapes gathered from thorn bushes or figs from thistles? So, Every healthy tree bears good fruit, but the diseased tree bears bad fruit. A healthy tree cannot bear bad fruit, nor can a diseased tree bear good fruit. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. Thus, you will recognize them by their fruits.
Good.
Yeah.
We said on the verse 12 that all the law and prophets are brought into this one thing.
Mm-hmm.
All that could be known is now in this simple statement,
Yep.
and thereby do.
Yep.
So here we have another mystery. How do I know who's who?
Yep.
How do I know what's in somebody?
Yeah.
And he says, well, this is easy.
Just take a look.
In a way, yeah. You'll know them by their fruits.
Yeah.
Oh.
I used to impress my kids when we were driving like Door County and that.
Yeah.
I'd say, "Oh, Dad, what kind of trees are those?" That's right there. Those are apple. Oh, those are pear, and there's some cherry trees. Wow,
Okay.
how do you know that? Well, because that one has apples hanging on it.
Okay.
That one has pear, and that one has cherries.
And at that point, you're sort of worried about your children. Really?
Yeah,
You're not getting
there
this.
you go. I mean, they were really little.
Little ones. That's so cute.
So yeah.
Yeah,
But
there you go.
and that's what Jesus is saying is just. Can you imagine the Pharisees being there?
Oh.
What kind of fruit do those diseased people
Yes,
have?
exactly. With their going on and on in their prayers and their show of their giving,
Yeah.
and then remember the long faces when
Yeah.
they're fasting.
Yeah.
Well, their fruit is right out there.
Yeah.
I mean, even when they were fasting, they put on a show to show you the bitterness of their own fruit.
Oh,
It should have been invisible,
Just
but they got it out there.
woe is me.
Woe is me.
I am such a good person that I'm fasting.
I'm fasted. I'm famished. I would have run to Quick Trip, bought them 6 donuts, and said, "Here, knock yourself out. I can't stand watching this."
I haven't had anything to eat except this Snickers bar. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
But then there's the diseased tree named Zacchaeus,
Yes.
who is a healed, good tree
Right.
who bears such wonderful fruit.
Generous.
And the deal isn't, oh, Jesus loves Zacchaeus because he gave all his money away. No. Zacchaeus came to love Jesus because Jesus already loved him. And now it's the fruits of repentance. That's another Luther kind
It really
of thing,
is.
isn't it?
Well, Zacchaeus has a firm grasp on a whole lot of money,
Yeah.
a whole lot of riches.
Oh, yeah.
But when he found he could rather hold on to Jesus,
Yeah.
the riches can go.
Yeah.
They can just they can go. I can only hold on to so much, or someone.
No one can serve two masters.
You can't do them both.
Yeah.
So hold on to one.
Yep.
Yeah, and so there we go. So known by a fruit, all right? So we sometimes mention this, that sometimes the beginning to a short part like this, is it beginning with negative or positive? And we've gone back and forth, and sometimes we've seen it even make a chiasm, negative, positive, next one, positive, negative. Okay, so we just ended with a narrow way. Verse 14.
Yep.
Okay? A few of you will find a narrow and challenging path, but it brings you life. All right? So what's the connection then with these, watch out for the false prophets?
Who are going to lead you to the wide
Exactly.
gate.
I think, isn't that just it?
Yeah.
Wide, narrow,
Yeah.
watch out for the promoters
Yeah.
of the wide gate again. You're in the middle.
Look good. They have phylacteries and they have robes,
Right.
And they've got prayers and they've got money to dump into the treasury.
Yeah.
But on the inside,
Wolves.
not too good.
Wolves.
Yeah.
Sheep's clothing. Wolves.
You know, we have a place up north. Well, I've got one in my front yard. A birch tree.
Oh, yeah,
You know-
lovely tree.
For a while, looked pretty good,
Oh, uh-oh.
and it's dying. And we've got them
Dang.
up at our property up north. But they were dying while they were still looking good. You know, the inside
Right.
was birch trees.
They're not a long-lasting.
No, they're a 20,
they come
maybe
and go.
40 years.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is, those last few years, they actually look okay,
Right.
but inwardly, they're diseased.
Yeah.
And there might be some carpenter ants running up and
Or
down.
whatever
those
it was.
things.
Yeah.
And
They never
that's
lasted.
And so here's these false prophets
Oh,
and they look
Good.
look good.
right. They're like sheep. No, wait, wolves.
Yeah.
Oh, ravenous.
And they're in clothing. They're not sheep that are bad sheep. They're not sheep at all.
Oh, that's right.
It's like, so you
Right.
you build furniture.
Yeah.
There's no veneer on your furniture.
No. You make
It's-
solid oak, solid
you
cherry,
got,
solid
you got
maple.
real wood.
Right.
Right?
Exactly.
This is the veneer furniture.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I look good on the outside, but after a little while, well, that chipped off.
Oh, and
that peeled off.
if I'd been thinking,
Yeah.
you and I could have brought a piece of the modern plywood, hardwood veneer plywood.
Yeah.
That veneer is so thin.
Yeah.
Now I know I'm going to sound like an old guy.
Yeah.
Back in the day, they had at least a veneer that you could do a little sanding, a little shaping with. No, well, you
And
touch it.
you gotta be real careful if you're gonna take that saw. 'Cause
Anywhere near.
It's gonna chip.
Chip.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's just it's really nasty to work with. It'll make you swear. You know what? I'm going to glue up some real wood and be done with
Yeah,
this.
there
'Cause
you
I
go.
can actually
Get
do
some
something with it.
C-clamps going and-
Exactly.
yeah,
I
yeah.
can do it. So that's beautiful. This is the thinnest veneer, over that ravenous
Yep.
wolf.
Yep.
So you should be able to know this. Can you tell this difference? So it's sort of that same question. The broad, open way, that's verse 13, the narrow way,
Yep.
you should know one or the other. And by the way, given our earlier context of ask, seek, knock, wouldn't that be a great question to ask the good Father? Help me know which is which.
Oh yeah.
Show me the broad way to avoid, and
Sure.
show me the wolves that are being disguised as
I'm
sheep.
asking.
I'm just asking.
Because I'm seeking the right way.
Right, and you're a good father, and you're not going to feed me to the wolves,
No.
or give me a stone
No,
or
no.
a snake.
And I'm asking because I'm seeking the way and I want to knock on the right door.
Right, I want to knock on the right door, and I want it opened by you and not a wolf.
Yes.
Who is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
worst Grimm's fairy tale imagery you
Oh,
could
isn't
have?
it?
Ugh.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
What great teeth you
come,
have.
Yeah, come in, little boy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So if we ask that, that's sort of verse 15. Then he says in 16, now you'll know them by their fruit. Oh.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
See, what if he had said, you'll know them by their heart?
Mm.
Yeah, that's not going to help me
I
much.
can't really see
Yeah.
the heart.
'Cause
You know,
there's a disguise going on or something. I can't tell.
the people, when they were looking at the Pharisees, were actually saying, wow.
Yeah, no, wow.
Right? I mean, there weren't many of them
Holiness.
saying, oh, those jerks.
Yeah, no, or I could do better. In my sleep, I could outdo
There you
these
go.
guys.
They're all thinking,
No.
You know what? I am a class or two below these people.
Because I'm not on the street
No.
corner morning, night. I'm not fasting twice a week. Oh, good golly.
And, I see Jesus helping people see things through different lenses.
Mm-hmm.
So you're on the lens of, oh man, we got to be self-righteous before God will
Right.
love us.
Right.
This is what it looks like. And Jesus is saying, no, take those glasses off, put on the glasses of faith and see what's the true motivation of these people. It's self-promotion.
Right.
But you should do unto others.
Right.
It's not about me.
Right.
It's about Jesus and other people.
And so there's that do unto others. In other words, the outer fruit.
Right.
When we talked about that, when we said, you can, in essence, say, I know all the law and prophets. Wow. How? Well, by the doing unto others as I would like to be done.
Yeah.
Isn't that an amazing? Do is more than know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, more than just knowing.
'Cause-
So then these people put on a show.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you ought to know it's an emptiness. By the way, I just got to throw this in. I can't help it. Can't help it. You're a Pharisee fasting twice a week. All right? Wow.
And you really only need to do once.
Once a year would do it. Maybe.
Yeah.
But this guy, I would love to have this guy in 21st century Wisconsin. And I would do this to him. Every day that you fast, you have to go to Quick Trip and gas up And while you're gassing up, if any of our friends are Wisconsin people,
yeah.
you're going to be listening to the ad that's on that screen.
Yeah.
And they're going to be selling donuts.
Oh.
And at the end of the donut sales, as you're clicking off, they say, so come on in, and there's the donuts. And you tell me you're not going to wander. You're like a lemming led to the sea.
And bacon's on sale for $4.99.
And don't forget the chicken. And I would love to. No, you could be a fasting Pharisee. That's got a nice ring. You could be a fasting Pharisee.
I like that alliteration.
If you're out there alone somewhere.
Oh.
But if you're in the mix of real people, I can sand through that veneer like that. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Pass the donuts to this guy. He's going to crumble.
Yeah. But the one who's steadfast won't. So our friend Andy.
Yeah.
You brought donuts in.
I know.
He shamed both of us.
I know.
Because we had more than one donut, and he had none.
And there's still a donut left over there.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, our friends know we shared them with other staff members down the hallway.
Yeah.
So I don't want people to think that you and I ate 5 donuts. That's why
not
there's
this time.
No. But Andy didn't get any, but that was by his choice.
Oh yeah.
Well, we were there were the wonderful folks down the hallway from us.
I was impressed. Yeah. Andy, you the man.
And too good to be around us. Yep. Maybe he's just going to get a stunt double in there and just walk out.
Wouldn't that be
I can't
something?
take these 2 guys.
Yeah. There isn't enough money.
they won't pay me enough to do this job.
Nope.
Which is true. Yeah, but there you go. So by their fruits, you'll know them. All right? They can't hide.
No. And what happens to them ultimately?
They bear bad fruit. No, what? Oh, yeah. Right. They're cut down.
Cut down.
Like the birch tree you said. Might look good.
Yeah.
But wait a minute. I know birch trees. They don't last.
It isn't really good for the fire either.
No, probably
when it's rotting, it's like, shoom, it's gone.
I've never...
It's like a box elder. They're not good for burning
I think I got one little block of birch to do something which I've never done.
Yeah.
Because it's not a commercial lumber.
No, you never hear people say, I got
built that table out of birch.
A dinette set, and it's birch.
No, because it's too small usually. Yeah. It's So, but anyway, good trees bear good fruit. Don't you like that one?
Yeah.
It's sort of simple.
I mean, who argues with that?
Yeah, it's like, And bad trees, bad fruit, evil fruit.
Pretty easy.
Is it that easy in real life to tell? See that?
That is the tough part.
It is.
Yep.
You might say
there are people who have absolutely, they might detest the Christian faith, but they're nice people.
Oh yeah, right,
right,
and they might help you out.
Yes.
They're the guy who plows the snow.
Might be the best neighbors you have ever had.
Exactly.
And yet they're just furious with Christianity.
Right.
Can't stand Christianity.
But if you're not shoveling your snow on time for whatever reason, you'll come home and, they blew it
He's
out
out
for
there.
you.
My snowblower isn't working.
Yeah, right.
Don't worry about it.
I was
got
traveling.
You. I'll send my wife over.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there's that too. But that's good. So it is a truth. But I think we would ask a couple of things. Good trees bear good fruit. Lord, how fast does that come? Because as soon as you plant a tree, it's not bearing fruit. When do I start to see the good or evil?
Yep.
And now I know it's clear to you, Lord. What exactly do I look for? How do I tell good from one? Now, I'm going to throw a possible is the presence of do unto others as you would have do unto you.
That works.
Is the golden rule the golden fruit?
Mm-hmm.
Is this person the most self-centered creature on earth? Or, gosh, they do show a little interest and concern for somebody else.
Yep. No, I think that's it. You look. It even happens in 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds. Someone will come home and say, I gotta use a name that nobody ever uses.
Okay.
Wilhelmina is
bless her heart.
She's a naughty girl.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
How do you know? Well, Wilhelmina talks back to the teacher, or Wilhelmina refuses to sit down and do her work. Right?
Yeah.
Or, that Beth, she is so nice.
Oh, yeah.
She offered me part of a cookie today.
Exactly.
So, I mean, Jesus does. I think verse 20 is pretty cool. Okay,
Yeah,
here it is. You're going to recognize them by their fruits. It's pretty easy.
The reason I'm laughing is our friends don't know. You fed me 3 cookies yesterday. Now, they were miracles of preservatives. They've probably been around a little while.
They were
but
in my office.
Yeah, don't tell me when, how long. They were from an open bag. That's been a while.
It was a really long time.
Yeah, they were fine. I was chomping away. I was happy, you know. But, I mean, it's that.
I don't remember if it was from the 2000s or not.
Well, they had a little crunch to them.
Oh, they
I
did.
think I said to you, it would only have been perfect if I had Sunny D with the cookies. Then I would have a little bite and a little bite.
Or some 3-week-old milk
Oh,
that was sitting out.
Yeah, that would be beyond buttermilk. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, no. So you'll know them. Good trees bear good fruit. Evil trees, bad fruit. And then he goes with 18, so sort of contrast. And you know what? They can't cross over,
Oh,
right?
you're not going to graft.
Yeah, no.
You wouldn't say, "Oh, this is a horrible disease tree.
Right,
I'm going
let's
to
just-
graft it into this good one." It's
Right.
not.
It's not going to
working.
take.
No.
No. And you don't have to worry that it's a day-by-day jump. Well, she's having a good day today.
Oh, yeah.
Must be a good fruit
Yeah,
day,
yeah.
good tree day, and then
Yeah.
morphs into evil.
Yep. No.
There's a little more stability to this than I think you and I might see with people. But he's taking the long-range view
And you know,
that says this is how this person is.
sometimes the owner of the orchard will say, that tree hasn't been bearing any fruit. Let's cut it down. But the manager will say, you know what? Why don't you give me a year?
One more year.
I'll do some pruning. I'll get some fertilizer.
Yep.
I'll take care of it. And if it doesn't bear fruit,
Let her
you know,
go.
then we'll do it.
Right.
What a patient God.
Yes. Who has, you and I have used that gospel lesson for New Year's Eve
Yeah.
till the end of time.
Yeah.
It's a perfect New Year's Eve.
It is.
Okay, and there's not a person in the world who I hope doesn't admit, you know, this year I didn't bear all the fruit I could have.
Yeah.
It wasn't the perfect year. It wasn't maybe even my best year.
Yeah.
And I'm worried. He might come and say, that's it. I've been waiting, but
Yeah,
one
patience
more
ran out.
time.
No.
One more year. It's a great text to say, and yet, even tonight, New Year's Eve.
Yep.
Let's give it one more year.
It's going to be okay.
One more year.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got.
And it's not all going to be because of your resolutions.
Oh, gosh,
Right?
no.
What was I reading? The vast majority of resolutions are gone. One article said in 2 weeks.
Oh.
The other one said by the
boy.
second Friday
Oh,
of the new year.
I thought you'd say
Can
the
you
second
imagine?
month.
Can you imagine if the new year was like on a Thursday? Like,
Boom, boom.
you got 8 days.
Boom, boom, that's it. When you said second, I thought second month. Okay, we're in February.
no.
Oh yeah, maybe it's hanging on.
No, no.
No, it's it's dangerous. As we get older, I think we have a little more caution about
yeah.
making sweeping
Yeah.
promises.
Yeah.
But we still hope that we're good trees bearing good fruit.
Right. Yeah. And you know the good fruit isn't because of me. That's Pharisaical.
Right.
Look at I donated to help the people who were displaced in California.
And I'd like you to know how much in comparison to that guy
There you go.
who gave like
There you go.
$5. You know.
Did your church do this when you grew up? At the end of the year, they would record how much every family gave
With the name.
with the name.
Yes, yeah, we did. When I was a little boy,
We had that.
boy, there was some fast reading going on in the
Oh,
he might as well have
you better
skipped the
believe
sermon.
it. You better
Nobody
believe-
is
What a
listening.
great stewardship program, right? Hey, everyone's going to read how much you give. Oh boy.
Oh boy, I better crank it up.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 not a good impetus for giving.
No, to keep up with the Joneses. And I mean, that really is
And it
keeping
really
up
was,
with the Joneses.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was two things. It was either I don't want to be embarrassed,
Right.
like, I gave $12. I
Right.
gave a quarter
Right.
a week.
Right.
So I don't want to be embarrassed, but I do want to be better than everyone
Right.
else.
So I need that
yeah.
because I want to keep up at least with the Smiths and the
Oh,
Joneses.
yeah.
You know, and if they gave that amount, well, let's just tack on another 20 or 50 or whatever,
Just to
so
get above 'em.
just ahead.
Yeah.
Right, and then that's good. But you better publish that next year. So again, I make
Oh,
sure
yeah.
I'm kind
Yeah.
of in
And
the
then
ballpark.
somewhere along the line, I had a friend who his church did that, and then people complained, and so they decided we're just going to write down like envelope number 1, number 2, number 3,
okay.
number. And
Okay.
he said our name started with AC.
Oh.
Everyone knew we were number 1.
You're doomed. That's true. Pavel and Rosh would be pretty safe.
Yeah,
We're in the middle
They
there.
might know we're at the beginning of the P's and the R's, but they wouldn't be able to
wouldn't
figure
know
out where it
right.
is.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
So we're safe that one. Yeah. So there's a consistency to the fruit. Buy their fruit. They're not going to jump one to the other. Good day, bad day.
Yep.
He has a longer view. Maybe that's also what we need. Lord, I see moment to moment. I can be swayed moment to moment
Yeah,
by someone.
Yep.
And would you give me the wisdom to say, Danny, that's a deceptive blip in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
That's a leaflet that's promising more than it's going to actually
Okay.
deliver.
Yep.
Here, know them. Also, some good fruit is really pretty hidden. You know, we don't see we always laugh. Do you put a brass plaque on everything that's ever done or given to the church? No. And not. I understand why sometimes that's done. I understand. But isn't it amazing to go in and to find out, well, why do we have this? Why do we do that? Oh, Edna donated that. And nobody knows that. And maybe you don't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was given by that family, that person, for this reason. And, isn't that touching?
Yeah.
And as pastor, you might be the only one who knows that story.
Yep.
And they make sure to tell you, don't tell anybody
Right.
I did this.
Yep.
I've heard that so oftentimes,
I was
even
gonna
for
say,
something simple.
Yep.
You know, somebody comes to clean the church beautifully or do an extra job of it, but don't say anything.
Yeah. I don't want to.
I'm the only one who
I don't
knows.
want anyone to know.
Yeah. Good tree, good fruit, and a
Yeah.
good tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not wrong if someone finds out, but it's wrong if I do it with the intent that I would be honored.
Right.
So we do
Right.
things to honor the Lord
Right.
and to help others.
Help others. And there's so many wonderful people who actually do that.
They do.
You know,
Yep.
you can get approached by saying, "Hey, do you have something for me to do?"
Yeah.
Oh, you are so
We-
good.
We have a number of them, but I just think of this one
Excuse me.
who always gives me a Christmas card
Okay.
with $100 bill in it.
Whoa.
and an envelope, and he says, "Send this to a family who might need a couple dollars for their Christmas meal or whatever.
Holy moly.
Do not put my name in."
No. Isn't that gracious?
And so what I often will do,
Yeah, how do you do that then?
I'll get it to a family, and I will say, "I can't tell you who this is from. I would love to have you write a thank you note, but do not sign it."
Right.
So both of them
No one.
remain anonymous.
Right.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It
The thank you,
really
that works well.
It really is.
And no one's ever felt like, well, we're not that poor. They were glad
Yeah.
to have the
Yeah.
help.
Yeah, we had another couple.
That's nice.
Both are in heaven right now, but every year they would come in and
That's so
hand me hundreds and say, "This goes to help a friend." We don't buy gifts for each other anymore
Oh,
because
my.
we're running out of things we think we need.
Okay.
But here you
Isn't that
go.
gracious?
This-
Well,
This is in place of that.
another one many of our friends might know, but there's a huge freezer here at First Emmanuel that gets filled up with turkeys
Yeah.
and frozen turkeys that get sent out. And nobody has a tag on the turkey, donated by Edna and Ralph. You know, those turkeys, I know this sounds odd, they just fly in on their own.
They do.
Yeah, over and over
Yeah,
and over.
yeah.
Unlike WKRP, where they drop the turkeys.
Oh.
And he said, I swear, I thought the turkeys could fly. Yeah.
Oh, the humanity.
Yeah, the humanity. But these turkeys fly in, and that freezer is packed
Yeah.
with good fruit.
And we've never had anyone come in and say, "Okay, that's 15 pounds. What's the biggest one? 19?
Oh, I need the big one.
Okay, I'm going to go buy a 21 and make sure my name is on it." Oh, there you go.
Biggest one of all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again.
Oh, you just say.
Same as the past years.
You hate to have them sign biggest turkey ever and then have them
Have
sign
their
their
name
own
on it.
Would not be good. Thanks, Bob. We appreciate the turkey.
You didn't even have to tell us.
Right,
We knew.
we kind of knew, but it'll taste delicious in somebody's family anyway. It doesn't matter. Oh, so 19, is that cut down in just the ultimate course, or is there a little bit more of this? Whosoever exalts himself will be humbled.
Oh, so this isn't just at the end of time.
Is there a measure of? Because when we hear that verse, whoever exalts himself will be humbled. There's a sense of, well, now. Or remember Jesus says the parable. Now look, when you get invited to a wedding, don't go up to the front.
Yeah.
You're going to get called back.
Take the humble seat.
You take it, and you're going to get moved up. Now, I think mostly we think of that as that'll happen in this life.
Yeah.
Ultimately, also, but we're not worried about ranks in heaven. I don't care where I sit in heaven. No. The food will get to us no
It'll
matter
be just
what.
perfect.
Yeah. They can put the two of us, well, the girls too, in the furthest row. We're okay.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
So we'll be closest to the bathroom.
Exactly. And if we come and go, no one will care. No. Exactly. So is there a measure of cut down, as in whoever exalts himself will be humbled? Or is this just the end of time? John the Baptist, every tree that does not bear good fruit, cut down, thrown into fire.
The axe is laid at the root.
And that has more of that end times.
It does.
Feel. But I don't know about this one. Mm-hmm.
Can I say yes and no?
Well, that would make us Lutherans, because that's what we do.
We do.
We are both to the core.
Oh, we are. It's wonderful.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have some folks who everybody's going to turn around and say, wow, my goodness, what a wonderful person.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody will mention that he hated Christianity.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But we'll also see some of those folks who consider themselves to be amazing and find themselves floundering.
I think there is a measure of this could be, we'll leave it up to God.
Oh, yeah.
In this world.
Yeah.
You know.
Again, it's not a karma thing.
No.
But sometimes we become our own destruction.
Given it shall be given unto you, good measure, pressed down, shaken together. For the measure you measure to others will be measured unto you. Mm-hmm. That is, I think you and I see that, at least initially, yet in this world.
Oh, yeah. And
then down the road.
Not to say that, I gave away $20,000 and I only had 25, but my goodness, I didn't even realize I had a great uncle Hugo who left me $20,000.
How did that turn out?
It's that Even Steven episode of Seinfeld.
Which one?
Do you remember that one?
Which one?
He was talking about, if he loses something here, he gains something here.
Oh, okay.
And he said, hey, he took a $20 bill, threw it out the window, right?
Yeah.
George came up, hey.
Hey. Oh.
Yeah,
so,
Even Steven.
There probably is a warning here that's necessary, that there'll be a measure of this judgment, even in this world, lest we be the vain fool who gathers everything for himself, sits back and says, eat, drink, be merry, all right? You fool, even this night your soul will be required of you. Mm-hmm. Well, he was happy right to the end.
Oh, he was.
So there was no real cutting down.
He was confident.
No cutting down of his life tree during his life.
Yep.
But the end came sooner than he fully expected. I mean, he had one good night and boom, done. Yeah. Gee, that didn't last long.
Which is interesting because the belief in first century Judaism, John 9, the blind man who sinned.
Yes.
Right.
Who?
So who's the bad fruit? Because this guy got cut down.
Oh, yes. So we got to trace that to its root. Who did what? Yeah. Friends of Job, same thing.
Oh.
I mean, you are a picture of pitiful bad fruit there, Job.
Yep. And this is hard to figure out, though, because his fruit was so good.
Right. But now you're miserable.
Yeah.
And you've got nothing.
Yeah.
So, well, there may be a judgment in time, certainly one in future.
Yep.
We're going to put that one in God's hands, except with this. I still think there's this prayer. Lord, one thing I'm going to ask of you, that I might see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. I know, Psalm 27. Mm-hmm. But one thing I'm going to ask, make me smart enough to tell the wolves in sheep clothing from the genuine sheep. Make me smart enough to tell good trees and good fruit from bad trees, bad fruit.
Yeah.
just so I know where to be.
I want to go back to the cutting down in this life.
Okay.
It's like the Ebenezer Scrooge thing,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
My wife's favorite Christmas movie.
Okay.
So I watched that. I said this year we should watch Mr. Magoo.
Yes. The version. You mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we voted. She gets 2 votes. I get 1.
You can see where this might go.
Saw the original.
Okay.
But Ebenezer Scrooge was a bad tree bearing bad fruit.
Oh, yeah. Bitter.
Right.
Bitter.
Right. But then, boom, here he goes.
Yeah.
Now Marley
Yes.
was the bad fruit that cut down at death.
And stayed that way.
But
yeah.
But no, I think you can end up with the Ebenezer Scrooges who don't realize that they got cut down with loneliness.
Right.
Right?
And they stay that way till the end of time.
Yeah.
But then the other one hears the saw coming
Yeah,
and
oh.
says, if I don't change,
Yeah.
that saw is coming for me.
Yep.
Ask not for whom the bell tolls. In this case, it tolls for thee. Ask not for whom that saw is running. It runs for thee. It's coming to you, buddy. Yeah. And then there is that chance to change.
The axe is laid at the
as you did with Zacchaeus.
Yeah.
Bad fruit in that tree, but then suddenly, boom, he changes.
Yeah.
And an all-new tree comes.
And what fell? His arrogance.
Yes, right.
His ignorance.
And it's as though he tossed the money into the crowd and said, you know what? I'm just not holding on to this stuff anymore. Here you all go. Yeah. Must have been a wonderful, happy day in his house.
Oh.
To say, I've got all this money. You know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to give it away.
Yep.
This is going to be great.
And then he found out I had more joy giving it away than gathering it in.
Exactly. And I always felt for his wife. Because when she went to the market, she must have been the most hated woman in the market. She must have hated to go out, because they all hate me because of you. Yeah. They hate me because of my clothes and our home and everything. A week or 2 or 3, we hope, later, it was okay to go to the market.
It was. And there might have been a few people snickering because as the months went on, her clothes got
older,
a little older,
thinner. Yeah.
We're better off than you now.
But you'd say, you know what? She's a happier woman. And by the way, we see her more.
Yeah.
She used to be hiding in that house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we better hide away because I think we've gone long. Okay.
Are we good?
We're beyond good.
Oh my goodness. We're not good.
Not good.
Did we bear bad fruit?
Well,
with the timing? Oh.
We bore a lot of it, whatever it was. Why don't you say goodbye to these good folks who are with us today?
Excellent. Thank you for joining us. God bless. We'll see you in church.
Yep.